Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, what is going on with Bitcoin today? Well, there's a couple things to share. And they're kind of scary. I know a lot of you guys are wondering. I see the comments. A lot of you guys are wondering what you should do, right? Obviously, Bitcoin is stuck right now under 63,000, and a lot of alts have been selling off. Okay. And I'm going to talk about some of these scary things that's happening right now, but also share some very positive things that are going on right now, especially since I attended Token 2049 today, and I'm going to share with you guys what the experience was like, right? But first things first, let's get to Bitcoin. What is going on with Bitcoin right now? You can see Bitcoin is coming up a little bit. 62.1, we dropped as low as right here, 59.6 before coming back up. So this is right before market open, about 30 minutes before. Hopefully I can rush this video out before market open, but it does seem like the market does want to recover a little bit, although it's kind of premature. This week has been dominated by two things. Obviously, grayscale selling and the war, right? Or the pending war, so to speak. So those are two things on traders' minds. And today, what's a little bit scary is this. I saw this. JP Morgan, of course, Jamie Dimon always spreads endless FUD about Bitcoin, but JP Morgan analyst does make a good point on this. That Bitcoin could possibly slide down or dump down to $42,000 after a halving event. Now, do I think this is going to happen? No. But is there a chance? Well, JP Morgan is arguing that this is due to the fact that that would be the floor price of how much it costs to make a Bitcoin. Right now, it's approximately about $26,000 to make a single Bitcoin. After the halving event, it jumps up to $52,000. And if you discount about 20%, meaning that 20% of the miners will be basically phased out of the market because it's too expensive, then the base price slides down a little bit to about $42,000. And JP Morgan argues that in previous times, previous cycles, we have seen this happen before. So is this a possibility? In my opinion, no. I think 42,000 is a little bit too low. Can we slide further after having an event? I could see how we can, but you know, history doesn't always repeat. It tends to rhyme. I know I've said that, but I have a hard time seeing Bitcoin fall down to $42,000. I really have a hard time seeing it fall down to $42,000. As we sit right now, we're at 62. For us to go down 20,000, I just don't see it. And you know what? If it does happen, it's going to kind of suck temporarily. But hey, if it happens, the best way to think about it is buying opportunity. Huge, huge, huge buying opportunity. We have seen 10, 15% dips this cycle. We haven't seen a 30 or 40% dip like previous cycles. So it's definitely not impossible to happen. It's probably improbable that it will happen. But if it does happen, make sure you got that cash ready so you can pounce on the market on your favorite alts and Bitcoin if it does happen. Okay, so I know this could sound a little scary, right? But honestly, I think falling down 42,000 is a little bit far-fetched. Now, something else that is not good, a little bit scary as well, is the outflow from the ETFs. Now, Grayscale itself is still selling a lot. Okay, yesterday was reported 133 million, a lot. But some of the other funds started outflowing too, due to the weakness in Bitcoin. Very little. Most, like Fidelity and BlackRock, they are still adding, but Bitwise and ARK started selling off a little bit. So yesterday, the net outflow was 165 million, which is quite a lot, right? So I don't know how it is going to be today, right? Like I said, the market is actually coming up a little bit before market open, but if Grayscale and some of these other ETFs start selling off, that's going to be no good. So we're no longer seeing, like as you can see right here, we're no longer seeing positive inflow. We're seeing negative outflow, and that's not a good thing. And I think this could be due to some of the institutions that are fearful about what JP Morgan is saying, right? And also just a little fearful overall about, again, what's going to happen in the Middle East. Is the U.S. going to get drawn into all-out war? Hopefully that's not the case, right? So I think there's a combination of things that's going on right now that's causing a lot of fear. So, like I said, there are a few things to worry about, but there are also a lot of things not to worry about, a lot of great positive things that's still going on in the space. As for Bitcoin's price, let's start out with that. Even though we're down from our 70,000 or 73,000, we're down to 62,000. Let's keep in mind that, hey, we saw these levels beginning of March. So we only got reset back about a month. And Bitcoin has stayed above $60,000 for over 49 days. That's pretty positive. So overall, if you zoom out, like I've said before, when in doubt, zoom out. So if you do that, we're basically going sideways. We really haven't even gone down. We're just really going sideways from the beginning of March. So that's pretty good. Now, ahead of the halving event, of course, we do see sometimes some volatility. So if you look at, these are the previous times when we had a halving event, and you can see sometimes we do see that dip. We saw it back in the 2016-2017 run. There was actually a pretty substantial dip before Bitcoin recovered and went higher. Okay. In 2020, we didn't really see that. We saw it pump up first, then down, and then go up. But there was a dip. It was substantial, right? Only in the 2013, 2040, 2014 cycle did we not see it. So that was a little bit different. So this time around, are we going to see a dip? Possibly, right? If we do, maybe into the 50s to 42, I just don't see it. And then we recover back up. So you can just make the argument that everything that we're seeing, all the fears and FUD about everything, you could discount all of it and say, hey, this is just natural. This is absolutely just natural. It has nothing to do with anything because all these things have happened before. And that's true. That is 100% true, right? But let me leave you with this. The last thing I want to show you is the global liquidity, all the money that's out there, right? And we know all the countries are still borrowing and printing more. And whenever the global liquidity goes upwards, you could see it helps Bitcoin quite a lot. And what's happening right now? Yes, the global liquidity is going up due to a variety of reasons, but mostly due to irresponsible spending from the government. And whenever the global liquidity goes up, you could see it's a correlation. It's like a one-to-one correlation that Bitcoin rises up with it, right? So this is also very positive. And of course, we've got the halving event that's coming up. And the last thing I'll show you is this, or last thing I'll tell you is this. I attended Token 2049 in Dubai today. Yes, I got in. And yes, I was able to get there despite all the flooding. But it was a really nice place. I actually thought it would be bigger than it is. So that's a little bit surprising, but it was jam-packed. I mean, we have thousands and thousands and thousands of people in there. I took some videos, so I'm going to put it on the screen right now. But overall, it was a good experience. I was kind of like a rock star. Met a lot of people from a lot of projects, a lot of fans. That was great. But also met up with a few people that I've never met in person before. People that I've talked to online and Telegram and emails, and it was good to put a face to the name, so to speak. Right? Got invited to a few things, but overall, the environment is it's awesome. Everyone's there. Everyone's building. No one's really talking about price because they're not retail investors. They're all builders. They're all project leaders. So everyone's focused on building, and there are a lot of people building from around the world. Okay, it's a very happening place, and people are flooding in, and it's fantastic, right? So that's the last thing I'll leave you guys with. I got to get going, but stay strong, my friends. Like I said, we will get through this together. Focus on the future. There are many great things happening. So Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.